Hello, YouTubers. Welcome on back. We did a little planning. I don't know, nothing too perfect. Not crazy worried about every little detail here so far, but we got good stuff going on. Need to buy some more tiles in the cap so that I can chop. I want to chop this. This might be here. And then I haven't really decided on the Magnus thing because our cap could certainly start building things that are not settlers. But I think 1 or 2 here is still reasonable. This is our last chop, though. Maybe just 1 more. And we'll figure out how to get the rest of these afterwards. Let's go ahead on towards Barbarian. Stiff. Archer, there is Mercenary, so the Vampire does count. Get the Machinery boost as well. Fooling around with an Alex game. I love that you bring light in. Smousy, thank you so much for the 11 months. Welcome on back, my friend. I appreciate it. Almost a full year of support. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to build Splore a bit. I wish I had settled differently so I could get that silk. So you chop forests to get settlers quickly? Yes. We are using the combination of the Governor Magnus, who gives us 50% extra yields from plot harvest, which is chops. Provision so we don't lose population. Ancestral Hall, which gives us 50% production towards settlers. And then the policy card, Colonization, which gives us another 50% production towards settlers. So we have 150% production towards settlers. And so every time you chop, you add that extra to the chop if you have cards in like this. So it's a very, very powerful way to expand your empire and get things rolling. One turn on border growth. I'll wait. I will wait. Get that soon. Maybe this actually just wants to... Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Let's do that. Let's bring... What's our growth look like? I want this... I do want this builder here because I need to get these... I wouldn't mind that spice. Quick deals, good amount of luxuries. I wouldn't mind some holy sites. Just a few national parks can be such a boon to late game amenities. And we should have no problem getting them. We don't care about the tourism yields. But we should have plenty of placeable ones, even though we're doing space race stuff and going pretty heavy into mines and such. That's a terrible deal. What is this? Diplo favor might even be worth. And trading with Monty is nice. Dye resource, love it. We'll get a dye industry and maybe get a holy site there. Chopping is one of the things you forget to take advantage of. Yeah, I see that, Seahawks. Early on in your Civ experience, I don't know how experienced you are in the game, but it's certainly one of those things that's very easy to forget about. And it is one of the things that the pro players will absolutely abuse to take advantage of it. One of the things you could do early on in Civ was... oh, I should have done this. Was really abuse some of the policy card synergies. And we had a lot of fun doing that until they sort of took some of those fun things away from us, but appropriately so. It was quite ridiculous. I want this so very badly. Maybe we can get a horseman. That would be a lovely way to get a settler. But chopping things is good. Chopping things with policy cards, especially high yield ones, and with the combination of Magnus is really, really good. It's a great way to get wonders, even though it's only like a 15% modifier on the card. But Magnus is 50%, and that's amazing. Is there anything that could happen that might change my WinCon goal? Doubt it at this point. I'm well committed to both industrial zones, these really good campuses, and just the idea of science in this game. But you should be flexible in your game and your approach to it. That being said, having a plan can sometimes be better than being flexible. So it's kind of, you know, kind of go either way. Alright, I will move here just so we can get movement going and we can kill this still. So Stockholm, only 3 turns until growth, 3 turns until I can get the vampire going, and that's a big, big deal. We need this. Even though it's not the world's best vampire castle right now, we can always move them later on. Let's get our aqueduct. Let's get our aqueduct. And then we need to get a dam soon. I'd really like to get this industrial zone as well. Awkward in terms of our resources. Next Monumentality Golden Age, we'll cash in a lot of this faith for builders and maybe the last few settlers. 25% gold in the city. I have diamonds for Petra City. I think I want the industry here. I am playing Vampire Science, yeah. Yeah, I think I want this to be that industry. How fast are you growing? 3 turns until this. Okay, I'll just chill here. And we'll come down and get this that way. But dye industry's fine. The faith in the host city is not amazing, but again, maybe we can get a holy site here. And then it just gives us a really good tile there. Happy enough with that.
If Delicate Arch has...
Delicate Arch. Haven't played Vampire in over a year, really. Yeah, I don't often play it, but it seems to make sense. I was open to Hermetic in this one, but it did not work out. And I'd be a little bit open to Owls, but we didn't get a lot of coastal cities. We could have skewed that direction. But it seemed to me that we've got a decent Ruhr Valley in our cap, and I liked the idea of open air museums plus vampire castles. 3 turns on our governor. It's gonna be a big boost to get those vampire castles going. Mentioned something about AI tending to forward settle when they discover you. Will they still forward settle if you don't discover them? No, like, because if they don't know about you, they won't do that.
I'd imagine the whole...
Oh, the population loss here is devastating. Absolutely got wrecked. Absolutely got wrecked here. That's brutal. That is brutal. All right, I would like to get the dams. Lumber mills are good. Let's get that. It's only 1 turn. Then let's go towards dams. Yeah, we got wrecked, and our population more than anything got wrecked, which is I think the most brutal part about that flood. Hello, Soccer Man. Thanks for all the response today on the Fantasy League. Looking forward to competing with all of you. Yes, me too. Exclamation point FF if you want to join our Fantasy League. But I've been talking about it all day.
It was a fantastic...
Clouds have returned to Texas, thank God. Nice. Yeah, it's been hotter than heck. Hot as the Dickens, as it goes. I should go around. What's this? Still struggling a little bit with loyalty, but it's overall not super bad, and we're not getting super punished. We should grow in a turn or in 2 turns, and it should be fine from here. Real footballer American. Yeah, American. We Americans. Though not necessarily overall as a community. City-state dying. Pyramid's gone.
Creates with the heart.
Kumasi in the game. Love to see it. Yeah, that's a better deal. Yeah, so we grew here, but we don't have the farms now. I need to for housing and growth. Feels bad, man. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we're in the hundreds here. The nice thing about Colorado is it is not humid. Generally speaking. So it hasn't been so outstandingly brutal, but it is it's certainly been warm. It's certainly been warm. Okay, we're at 63 of 64 era score. The Golden Ages are going to be a little bit rough. Taj Mahal seems like it would be a really nice get on this map for us, given how wide we're going. Weather is better and scenery is amazing. Yeah, I like being here, Soccer Man. I'm certainly weighing what I'm doing with my life and where I want to live and where I want to be. So I kind of come back to like.
There are very honest
I don't know. Part of me wants to go back to Chicago. Part of me wants to I don't know. There's a lot of parts of me that wants to do all kinds of things. But I have to say that I love the scenery and the weather here, to be sure. All right, we finally get our governor title. Let's go ahead and grab Rising Hunger. That gives us our second vamp. We can go get these vamp castles. We will need to redo these and replace them later. But just getting anything going in the cap is huge, right? So let's go ahead and take this. Not the most impressive vampire castle you've ever seen, but that food is huge. 8 turns to growth from 27. Obviously, we do need to fix the housing, but that is a very nice thing for us to get. So, yeah, I'm just going to place this here. And then maybe we get the library. What tier 1 and tier 2 government building do we have? I don't have a tier 2 quite yet, but we have Ancestral Hall. Pro tip, there are lots of parts of me that want to do a lot of things. Is also not a good first pickup line. Lol. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, the flood ate our farms, exactly. Kind of brutal. Should have gotten granary first there instead of the monument. That's a bit of a whoopsie. I have a lot of dating advice for a guy who hasn't been on a date since 1996. It's been a while for me. When's the last time I was on a date? 2016? Yeah. It's been about 6 years. Yeah, tell me about it, dorks. Meaning you haven't. No, I know what you meant, Hero. I knew what you meant, my friend. So we do have some faith, which can be flexible in terms of snagging a trade route or two, or a great person or two. Eyeing the trade route one for sure. But for now, and we can get a lot of faith here. Remember, that was part of our plan too. Is a Sue's here plus a high population cap can potentially get us some awesome stuff. Although we'll have to use someone else's religion for it. Yeah, it's weird to be at a point in my life where I'm like, I really want all of it. I want somebody to love. Maybe I need somebody to love. I would like somebody to love. Perhaps I will find somebody to love. Yeah, up here is okay. This is a good city too, though. Yeah, it's kind of weird out there, and it gets tougher as you get older, right? It's been a big part of it. So I didn't need to leave the settler policy in. I am ready to move Magnus to chop out our Petra. This is fairly important for us. And I do need to get some builders, and we have the builder policy in. So Stockholm, as much as I want them to have all of the things, I think is going to get us a couple builders. And then our vamp can go explore. Get ignored for the most part. Yeah, I think it's massively different for women and men on dating sites. Based on the reporting I get from my girlfriends, and I don't mean girlfriends, I mean girlfriends. But yeah, I think I think you get flooded to a point where it's miserable, and I think it's miserable for guys for the opposite reason. I have not enjoyed it. That's why I was talking about meetup. I'm just gonna do meetups. I'm just gonna meet people and not worry about, not put pressure on myself or others. But I'm putting it out into the universe. Speak it into existence. I'd like to find somebody. I'm ready for that again in my life. Blew it with my ex. Happens. Move on. Yes. Seems good. You're saying you want me to set you up with someone in Denver? Mark, if you know anybody that's awesome, that is roughly in the same age bracket, and you think that I would get along with, yeah, I'm open to it, actually. I'm very open to it. Let's drop colonization for the time being. We are going to have to prioritize these other cities, these other settlers at some point. But for now, kind of like the production. 11 production seems solid. Guys, you just spam and spam and the girls make it miserable. Yeah, yeah. Right, like how do you even keep up? I'm sure. All right, let's go unlock these dams and cartography. Long-time lurker, question for your great mind. What are the vampires you're talking about? What perks do they have? So part of our Sanguine Pact secret society is that we get vampires, and with Rising Hunger we get vampire castles. And what vampire castles do are absorb all of the yields of the surrounding tiles. You can never work this tile, so you can't double dip, but they absorb all the yields from the surrounding tiles and apply them to your capital. So we're getting like 33 from worked tiles. You can see that we just do not have 33 food in our cap. It's because we're getting 14 food from this, and it's going to help us grow a lot. And so we're about to place another one. Again, not amazing until we're done with the Petra, but we'll just redo them. We'll just redo them. And so like this is applying 10 gold, 6 culture, 8 food, and 5 production into the cap. And then that'll obviously get amazing once we have the yeah, more cloning than absorbing. That's a better note. That's a better way of saying that. Harvest that, but I'm gonna go harbor first. Yeah, to be sure, BFD. To be sure. Need so many builders. Exploration right around the corner. A little bit slow to it. It's because we don't have a super culture-y approach. We'll run Diplo League here too and maybe get Kumasi going. That'll help our culture. Our culture is eventually going to be great, but we have to get to nationalism. So he may have reclaimed the settler, but a free builder isn't the worst. This is going to be a bit rough. And it's going to make this city almost impossible to settle until we clear that out. So I'm going to reverse course. All right, and this gives our Petra city a better food tile to work. And then we'll chop. Turns till this. I would like this a lot. I don't necessarily want to give all of my gold away for tiles. Maybe we'll run the tile buying policy at exploration. Is that city settleable by coming in from the north? Yeah, technically, although it's a little dicey because it would be like right there. I don't mind grabbing this one and then honestly chopping settlers out of here as well. So that might be my plan. What's this? Sure. What's this? Sure. Buying anything? Buying. Don't need any of that. I could buy a builder. I kind of want to save all of our liquid resources to monumentality. We're a ways away from it, but it'll really help us catch up in terms of economy. Man-at-Arms is rough, though. We could certainly use a crossbow. I think Triple Archer should be able to do something. What are you selling, Man-at-Arms? Okay. Let's get this commercial hub going. All right, so the builder we can bring back. Bring in builders back. Kind of scout what he's got going on. Yeah, I think so. Vampire castles. Vampire castles can only be built in neutral territory. Well, no, player owned and neutral territory. So not hostile territory, I guess, is the distinction. But yeah, you can't work them from your city borders. I think I am gonna buy a builder. Actually, I'm gonna buy two. Oh man, that's all my gold for 2 builders. I'm gonna do it though. Yeah, so let's reverse course with that. Some awkward settling stuff. That's kind of a fun tile. I don't need it, though. Stay here. Builder workers leveraging the market demand to up their pay scale, yeah. Yeah. I want the Petra, though. If you build on neutral territory and the AI settles it, do you know what happens? I mean, you don't lose the yields from them as things get improved or settled, right? So, so if I were to clear this marsh, we would still get the 3. We would still have this in there. They can't be damaged. They can't really be changed. Now, if you change a bunch of tiles, you can remove it and then redo it. But if the AI settles it, it shouldn't have any effect. Taoism. Warrior monks. Oh, baby. All right. I wonder where that builder went. It may have just gotten pushed back into Washington. Back up to 11 housing with some good food tiles. Plenty of mines to work. Stockholm has a lot of potential that is yet to be realized. All right, 2 turns on chopping. Don't want to delay Merchant Republic. Perhaps I will delay the chopping. Okay. Buenos Aires is a nice get. So we fortify and then promote, and I think with one more attack here, we should be okay to not die. All right, Stockholm can finally get some buildings and districts. Super, super slow to that, which I don't love. Send out some envoys soonish. Yeah, I have a feeling that settler went away. What's up, P-Pilot? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. What do you guys think about a mechanic for Civ VII that could help us direct border growth? Like either for the partial cost of a tile or like maybe some deficit to culture?
Overcometh.
I think that might be neat. Tuning in while battling an insane cold. Oh no, I hope it's not the Rona. Work on Kilwa. I just want to get my districts and other such things down though. 1 turn until this industrial zone. Let's get a hero before they're all gone. Who do we want? Anansi? Let's grab Anansi. Or use a builder charge to stake a tile for expansion. That'd be kind of cool too. Like if improving a tile outside your borders and then like the game knows to grow to it. Kind of like that idea. All right, Magoo is established. 3 turns, we'll put in the policy card and get our first wonder of the game. Pingala should go to the cap now. Man, it's going to slow down our culture a little bit here. But in the long run, this is where we want them. Ooh, not having a governor title there. Awkward. So let's give up on Nan. Because we need this loyalty. Maybe a policy card that interacts with it somehow. Yeah, I'll be very curious to see what sort of innovations come from, you know, just refining of systems and like will the government... Because the government system is one of the massive changes from 5 to 6, right? In terms of having a culture tree and having it be... universal versus specific and whatnot. So I'll be very curious to see if, like what mechanics even linger over. But yeah, a policy card that interacts with that, I could see that. We'd address a frustrating part of the game, yeah. And again, I would love to see some looking up at humankind and the ability for humankind to have like massive joined together cities. And I don't necessarily need to see that from Civ 6, but at a certain point, either having like governor or policies or text or whatever to expand from the 3rd ring to the 4th ring to the 5th ring so that tall becomes viable again. I'd really like to see that. And maybe you do need a settler to make, you know, to make that work or whatever, but I don't care how they do it, but I'd really like to see that. All right, let's re-up some friendships. Ooh, nice. I like that one a lot. Carl. Not saying this with anybody listening in mind. Just voicing my opinion. I want this housing in the cap, so I'm going to prioritize the dam as well. But I think that would be cool. Trader capacity. Your trade rest, your own cities give you face. So it doesn't matter where I use this. And then Anansi can go over here. We can go mess with Australia. Cap is housing cap, growing in 7 turns anyways. Love vamp castles. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Get some universities going. Getting close-ish to our era score needed for our heroic. A monumentality plus. Seems fun. Should maybe run the harbor policy card and do things that way. This is awkward. I should have thought about this before doing what I did. Yeah, lots of units around here. Teddy, can you handle your nonsense? Please? I just think that'd be a great way to hedge our bets between tall and wide. I understand why Civ 6 went from just like 3 cities to being super wide. But as I've said before, at a certain point it does get a little tedious, and it would be fun to have a more compact empire from time to time. You know, maybe if you like unlock 3 governor promotions, or like, again, it could be an industrial zone thing, whatever. Like maybe by the time you expand like 3 whole rings, you could then get second districts or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Teddy likes me again. We didn't settle him, so I didn't have to be so angry. Thanks, Wills. Yeah, Sweden looking fun. Having a fun game, to be sure. Again, not your typical way of playing this Civ, but I'm into it. I'm into it. And the universities will help us to get some peeps, some great peeps. Scientists specifically. Okay, that is wide open. I want it. I was thinking I might find a settler there, but not so much. Let's do this. All right, we're pals. Let's see if anybody wants our strategics. Oop. Sure. Free builder in camp. Yeah, is it well worth a horseman? Assuming we can clear it. There are a lot of barb units in the area. What about neighborhood bombing the 4th ring? That's kind of a cool idea too. Again, I don't have a lot of opinion on the how and why of it. However that gets decided is something I'll be fine with. But I just like the concept. Can we end this era sometime soon, game? Doesn't matter where this stuff goes. I just... Any thoughts on a core mechanic that'll be removed in Civ VII? Wow. You're breaking my brain. Something that might be removed from Civ VII. Just thinking about how different Civ 5 and Civ 6 are. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure some of the goal will be to innovate and have it feel very different, right? Because again, we don't want Civ 6.2. We want Civ 7. So I, for one, am all for drastic changes. Amenities. Maybe go back to happiness. That's an interesting thought. Wonders taking tiles. Dead. DED dead. How long has Civ 6 been out? It came out in October? I don't remember the month. September, maybe? 2016 it came out. So it's been out for 6 years. Has had 2 major expansions and then the New Frontier Pass. It's a very well refined and polished game. I love where it's at, honestly. Could bring back healthiness. I could see some improvements or whatever in terms of amenities. That's an interesting thought. All right, exploration this turn. Really want to push the game ahead. Exploration is going to be great for district production. You can see in a game like this where we go so wide, most of what we're going to be doing over the next, I don't know, 50 turns is building districts. And this will give us the classic Republic legacy card. We already did that by getting the building. But very happy to grab this. Again, I think I'm into veterancy as our military policy slot. We're building a couple harbors. Wouldn't mind getting some encampments later on as well. Feudalism seems not as worth. I don't have a ton of amazing policies to run. Honestly, Republican Legacy is one of the better ones, I think, for us at the moment. 12 production is solid too, but might need to buy some builders. No, because we want to get our wonder, right? So let's drop serfdom. Although I am building. How about this? For now. For now. Now we have Magnus plus the policy card for Petra. 50 turns. How about we do better than that? One turn till border growth here. Love that. All right. And then our next major goal here is nationalism for these open air museums. So let's head in that direction. Artemis? Yeah. How's our cap doing in terms of tiles? Have many mines to grow into. All right, I think I'm gonna say this is worth. Theology Eureka? Lol. Oh wow. All right, so still rip. This horseman will die. But military engineering, that's not great because that's an aqueduct, right? And I'm eventually going to get those. Or at least a couple of them. Almost have our heroic age secured, though. The next age is going to be exceptionally different. We're going to want to think about Taj Mahal. I predict the Civ 6 tech and civic trees are the major change in Civ 7. I'm still trying to think about what might get removed. I could see a revamping of religion. Great prophets specifically. Again, I don't know. Maybe the great people system changes a lot, right? I could see because this changed a ton from 5 to 6. I could see this getting just like going away. But I'm not necessarily rooting for that because I like the versatility and sort of the little bit of randomness that this provides, right? Like sometimes Civ 6 or Civ in general can be a little rote. And so having things that can pop up throughout your game that are different each time, I can see as a very good thing. So I'm not necessarily rooting for that, but I could see it happening. How's our harbor coming along? I kind of don't want to tech this hard tech style. Also think of how different Civ 6 vanilla was to now. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't know. These are interesting questions. I think I am going to think about them offline. You can join us in thinking about things on the internet at twitch.tv/thegamemechanic. We'll see you then.